everyone. You're watching Build Series live in downtown New York City. I'm your host, Lauren Moraski, and I'm excited to welcome this next guest. She played Melissa McCarthy's sister on Mike and Molly and spent 4 seasons on HBO's Eastbound and Down. You now know her as Katie Otto on ABC's American Housewife. We're so thrilled to have the lovely Katy Mixon here with us. We're going to sit down and have a nice little chat, but before we do, check out this clip from our hit series, American Housewife.
Mom, what happened? Principal Adlin said you had an accident.
I did have an accident. I opened up a bag of bugles, and they went everywhere.
You were a psychopath.
Mother-son ditch day, here we come.
I'm going back to school. What I really meant to say is, I'm glad you're okay.
Oh, sweetie.
Are you holding your finger on the door lock while you hug me with only one arm?
I don't know. Are you trying to unlock the door while you hug me with only one arm? That's it! I'm driving while locking! I'm driving while locking!
All right, Katy Mixon, give it up one more time. You are hilarious on this show.
Do you think?
Yes, absolutely. She is such a firecracker.
She's a firecracker.
Right?
I just knew it, honey. I read that first page of the pilot back in 2016. I had just finished Mike and Molly, and 4 days later walked into the room of American Housewife. But I read the first page, and that was the word that came to mind, firecracker. And I was like, I get her. I don't know how I get her, but I get her, so.
My gosh, so what was that audition like?
Wild.
Yeah.
Because I went from Victoria, which she's a stoned pothead who liked to drink with a lot of makeup on and showed her cleavage a lot, to Katie Otto of 3, had 3 children and hardly wears any makeup and doesn't care about her appearance. So it was, I embraced it. It was something that I had been wanting to do for a very long time, just something different.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was wild.
And different because you're the star of the show. This is the first time you're really the lead on a nightly, primetime show.
Right.
What does that feel like for you?
I don't think about it.
Yeah, right. She doesn't make you nervous.
Yeah, I'm literally, my background is theater.
Yeah.
And I'm a very, very firm believer that it takes everybody to put on the project. Do you know, it's not just one person. So I approach it in that area. I literally, from like the prop master to the ADs to everybody, I welcome it all. So it's just not one person. So yeah, it's wild. It's wild, but I don't think of it in those terms.
Right,
Yeah.
right. It takes a village to put the show on, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So what's the day-to-day like for you to put on a show like this?
Here we
You're
go.
In a lot of scenes.
Are you ready?
All right. Are you ready, guys? All right, we're ready.
Here we go. So I film about 65 hours a week. I have to film between 25 and 30 scenes in 5 days. So I've been doing it all pregnant too for the last 2 years. I'm pregnant with I have 7 months 7 months pregnant with our little baby girl, and I gave birth to our baby boy in last May. So it's all I've ever known. That's kind of that's been my world, and I'm filming, and I got to film until the end of March, and then I'm done.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's the craziest, most wildest experience in my life, honey, but it's just incredible.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And I know the showrunner, Sarah, she's the creator
Yes,
of the show.
we're done.
I mean, I don't know her, but I know that she's
Yes.
she's a big supporter of you and saying, hey, get pregnant on the show, no problem,
She
right?
did. We were at Upfront, and we were at Tavern on the Green, and she looked at me, and she was like, honey, y'all can get pregnant if you want to. And I said, I didn't know that. Thank you so much for letting me know. So anyway, yeah, she's lovely, though. But all Aaron Kaplan, the executive producer, Kenny Schwartz, Rick Wiener, I am surrounded by an incredible group, honey.
Amazing. Well, it's going to be strange when you go back for another season and you're not pregnant. Then you're going to be like,
I don't know what it's like.
You don't know what it's like.
I welcome it, though, truly.
So I understand that Sarah, the showrunner, the creator of the show, Katie, your character, is a little bit inspired by her own life, right?
Literally.
Right?
Literally.
Tell me a little bit more about that.
It began that way, and now it's kind of, it's grown, of course, but it came from her life and her experiences and what it's like to be a mom for her And so it's really amazing. You know, in real life, I'm real different than Sarah Dunn. She's from the North. I grew up in the South. I love big hoop earrings, and I love me some makeup, and just, and that's not her at all. So, and I don't really get mad at a green juice. You feel me? Like if you want to do yoga, better yourself. Like whatever floats your boat. She's not that way, and so it's been very special because I appreciate her very, very much for giving me this opportunity. But we have such a mutual, wonderful respect for each other.
That's pretty great.
Yeah,
Now, okay,
honey.
so you're not like your character, Katie, but is there anything that is something like you that you inflect
I think the main thing is what I tap into is I'm a person that tells it like it is. If I've got a situation, we're going to look somebody in the eye and we're going to talk about it, Katie Otto is in that way, that type of person. So that's what I kind of grasp onto when I'm approaching her. That's really all we've got in common.
Yeah.
I feel.
Everything else is not.
Everything else is not.
Yeah, but she in the first season we saw her a little bit like challenged with her weight stuff and that kind of thing.
I've never had my whole thing with the whole weight situation. It just is what it is. It's never defined me. It's never been my identity. I've been clearly a size 2, size 14, size 10, size 8, and now I don't know what I am, truly. But the whole thing is, and what's incredible is that's a real issue. That's a real insecurity. And of course, I have my own insecurities. Everybody, no matter who you are, and no matter what gender you are, wherever you come from, everybody relates to insecurity. So that has been, and it's about how you get through it,
Yeah.
So that's what I've kind of tapped into and everything in relating to her. So
I think that's what makes the show so relatable. And
think
whether you
so,
have a
too.
family or you
Right?
don't, or
I
you're
know.
the single friend, whatever it is, there's a
Yes.
person that you can relate to on this series.
Completely. And it's also about, it's all good. If you're not getting it perfect, life is going to still go around. Do you know? The world still turns. It's going to be okay. Tomorrow's a new day.
Yeah. I like that. Nice. Tomorrow's a new day.
Totally.
It's one of those things. So do you have, when I watched you on Eastbound and Down, I just loved that show. It was so fun. And there was a lot of improv there.
Yes.
How is this different? And do you ever get to improv at all?
No.
Not at all. It's just
They're on to me. If I say they're on to me. No, I don't, but I'm blessed in the situation of I trust them and they're wonderful at what they do, and it's just a different genre. I did the Eastbound and Down, and then you do the sitcom Life, which was so incredible to experience, and then this, the single camera, is different than the sitcom situation, so I kind of just, I welcome all of it.
Yeah,
I love it
yeah.
all, really.
Well, I also love the relationship between your character and your husband's character because you guys are pretty different. Can you talk a little bit about that and how
In real life or in-
No, we'll get to that.
Totally.
But in your Greg and your Katie on the show.
Guess what? I read with about, I want to say 9 guys. And he was pretty much like the 8th to 9th one that came in. And they couldn't find him. And so I was doing, chemistry reads and everything. And Dietrich Spader, I met him. And he rounded the corner. We had to do a chemistry read in ABC on the 5th floor. And I rounded the corner. I said, hi. I said, it's so nice to meet you. Immediately, I had this gut feeling. I went home and told my fiance, I said, honey, it's Dietrich Spader. And he goes, you've got to tell him. You got to tell him. So I walked in, the next day, and I said, that's your Greg right there. So it's just incredible to be with him and play opposite him in a sense of they celebrate the marriage. So many times it's all about we're having trouble in our marriage and that kind of thing, but that's not the situation. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I know there's an upcoming episode when you guys are celebrating your anniversary. Yes.
Totally.
Right? So, I don't know, we can't give away too much, but if you had to tease the rest of the season, how would you describe it?
Katie Otto is trying to handle the gala. She's doing something that she hates, which is volunteering. So everything goes awry, and she's trying to hold it together because she doesn't want to end up like the lady who ended up in the funny farm, basically, afterwards. So she's trying to hold it together. So that's what's going to be happening towards the end.
Okay.
And you will see all the shenanigans that go on.
Shenanigans. I can't wait.
Right?
Okay, I can't wait. It's so fun. The kids are really fun. So they're great actors as well.
They're so special.
Did you have a handle in sort of meeting them ahead of time, just like you did with the Greg?
Honey.
Okay.
I did not.
Yeah.
They just told me who they found.
Yeah.
And I'm such a person of instinct, and I so believe in someone's divine destiny. And so when I met all of them, it truly felt this is what needs to happen. I got the biggest piece about it. But it's been so cool to watch him grow, watch him grow up in this whole situation,
Yeah, well, what's it like being a mom in real life for the first time? Because your son is now how old?
9 months.
9 months, okay, so he's still really young.
He's the youngest.
Yeah.
It's been the wildest ride of my life, but I am loving every bit of it. It is just so insane and so magical and beautiful, and there's tears and then there's not tears. It's incredible. It's so miraculous to watch a little person that you love so much grow in this life and just, experience the world. It's really, really special.
Well, we referenced your real life partner earlier.
Yeah.
He is a former Olympian. Tell us about Bro.
My
That's
Bro Greer.
Or Bro Greer.
He is with me today. He's right there. He is incredible. He is a 4-time Olympian world record holder in javelin. And I met him 6 years ago, and we've been together ever since.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
been really, it's magical.
And so much exciting news for you, now expecting a girl. So
I know.
it's a lot going on for
Lots
you.
happening, honey.
Take me back to when you first started, because you mentioned earlier you got your start in theater.
Mm-hmm.
So do you remember your first gig or the first time you got that acting bug?
I do.
Yeah.
I believe that I played a chicken named Henrietta who had to lay a golden egg on stage, and it was Jack and the Beanstalk, and that is where it all began, truly. And so I knew from very early on, I saw Barbara Streisand do Funny Girl, and when I was in the 4th grade, and so I forever changed. And so I wanted to go do the Mickey Mouse Club. It was the whole crew. That was Justin Timberlake, Britney Spears, that whole crew. They were doing it, having auditions in Orlando, Florida. I come from a huge family, 6 girls and 1 boy. I asked my mommy if I could go do the auditions. Mommy was like, I don't believe that's gonna work out right now. She didn't, just because she didn't want to go down there and then what would happen to all the other children, it was a whole thing. So I cried in the living room, and then Mommy says, you're gonna go about it a different way. So cut to, I threw myself in theater, was Annie Oakley, got blessed to be Annie Oakley and Annie Get Your Gun, Peter and Peter Pan, do it in community theater, Pensacola, Florida. And then I got an award that was very special, called the Federation for the Advancement in the Arts down in Miami. There's many 1,000 applicants. They only choose, I don't know, 8. And so I was blessed with that. I got that. I got adjudicated. It was an incredible experience. And they looked at me. This is my senior year. And they looked at me and said, what's your plan?
Huh.
And so I said, I want to get training in everything. I didn't want to just go do a sing and act and, tap and dance school. I wanted to learn Brecht and Moliere and Shakespeare and all that kind of stuff. So I told them that, and they said at Carnegie Mellon Conservatory has their audition date in 1 week in Atlanta, Georgia. It's January of my senior year. I've not taken the SATs yet. So my mama handed them a $100 check. And the rest is history.
Wow, That's an incredible story. What a journey.
It's been quite a journey.
Yeah.
So but that's how it all began. And then I studied for 4 years at Carnegie Mellon in Pittsburgh.
Amazing. And then you graduated and went on to the world, and now we've seen you in so many things. I just watched you for the first time behind, but I saw you in Hell or High Water
you
recently.
did, honey.
So good. What was it like being in a film like that? Because that was incredible.
Honey, it's heaven.
Yeah.
That was unbelievable. And I went in on La Brea. We got that. I went in and auditioned for the casting director, and he said, you got to come back. And I said, done. And so I came back again for, the director and David McKenzie. And then they wanted me to come back, and we got Jenny Ann. And so it was a real incredible project to be a part of. I feel very, very blessed that I got to do that. Working with, Jeff Bridges and Chris Pine and Ben Foster and everything. Yeah.
Different kind of role,
Different role, which I
different
love
role.
so much. Yeah.
How would you describe your own brand of comedy?
How would I describe my own brand of comedy? I don't know, honey. Comedy's comedy.
Yeah.
I love it all. I'm a big fan of all the different, I love situational comedy.
Yeah.
I guess, I dig situational where somebody does not know what to do in a situation, and then comedy ensues. So
Yeah, exactly. Are you watching anything right now on TV that
Honey,
you're like,
I don't have time.
you have no time? I
don't
understand.
have-
I get it.
I
get
can't
it.
wait to do it though.
Yeah. At one point, so you have a
Right.
couple more weeks filming. You're still filming,
Yes.
and then what do you do when you're just relaxing?
I play Clash Royale.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, me and bro play Clash Royale, and it's an app on my iPad, and we're into reality television, and that will be playing in the background, and I zone out.
Oh my gosh, I like that. It's a good way to relax.
Right?
Yeah,
I know.
So you're one of 7, you said?
One of seven, honey.
And where were
6
you?
girls and 1 boy.
6 girls. Okay, so
Yeah.
what was it like growing up in a big family like that?
You know, you learn to be real flexible, and you learn to get along with many different personalities.
Yeah, I
So
bet.
it was heaven. It was really, really special. It's literally shaped, who I am today.
Yeah.
Truly.
Have you learned anything from Katie on the show that you employ in your real life as a mom?
No.
Nothing at all.
I don't. No, I do it different. I totally do it different than Katie Otto. But I love her so much. I totally do. Yeah.
No, she's like, I don't know, like the firecracker thing is
Totally.
such a part of who she is.
Yes.
But
I just kind of go about it. She's real abrupt. Like she's like says, she's like if she doesn't like something, she's gonna say it. I kind of go at it. I'm gonna say if I don't like something, but I'm just gonna go at it at a different angle.
Yeah, exactly.
With a little kindness.
well, take us back to Mike and Molly, because that was such a great role for you,
thank you,
to
honey.
play Melissa McCarthy's sister
Yes.
on the show.
Yes.
How did that come about from the beginning? 'Cause,
Ready?
Like, yeah.
Here we
ready?
go.
Are you ready? Okay.
So Chuck Lorre, I guest starred on 2.5 Men. Walked in with Chuck Lorre on a random Wednesday, and I got it. And so I played, then I got, Charlie Sheen and his, like a girlfriend of some sort or whatever. I did the episode. They came to me and they said, honey, would you come back? And I said, I'd love to. So I went back, and then they brought me in the corner and they said, we have, at the time, Mark Roberts was the creator of Mike and Molly. And so Mark Roberts was working on 2.5 Men. Chuck Lorre and Mark met with me and they said, we have a project called Mike and Molly. We think you would be incredible for Victoria. Would you read the project? And I said I would. So that happened, I believe, in 2009, in November of 2009. And so then I went in and I tested for it in January 2010, and we got it.
Amazing.
That's literally how
Okay.
that happened,
So
yeah.
what was it like working alongside her? Because I would imagine like a
She's
lot
heaven.
of like so much fun.
It's heaven.
Yeah.
What was so special, what I take away from it, I got to watch the world witness her. Do you feel me?
Yeah.
So we did the pilot, and then she, did Bridesmaids and everything, and then it all began happening. So Bridesmaids came out, and then, it's just, she's really special to my heart. She always will be. She's really incredible.
What's something about her that maybe we wouldn't see just watching her on screen that you know from just working with her behind the scenes that might be like, oh, she's really like this?
What do you mean? Like, just like
just-
a little, like,
yeah,
she loves interior design.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, she's just incredible at it, really.
okay.
Yeah, she's so special, and it was really amazing to watch her. If she didn't, if she felt something that needed to happen with a character, she would tell him.
Mm-hmm.
So now that I'm doing, American Housewife, if I feel something instinctual and the producers are incredible, I go and I say, here's the deal. What do we think about this and everything? So it was the beginning of, I watched her handle it, but yeah, she's lovely.
Do you ever see yourself going back to theater at some point?
In a millisecond.
Yes.
I do it in a millisecond.
Here we are in New York.
I know.
And
You
it's
feel
like,
me?
yeah, I'm feeling you
I miss
right
it
now.
every day. I love it so much.
Amazing.
Yeah, honey.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I could see you doing it because it's just like one of those things where it's like where you got your start, and I
Completely.
can
My
imagine.
first job, I played Calpurnia and Julius Caesar when I was 19 years old, between my sophomore and freshman year, sophomore and junior year. And so I got $250 every 2 weeks, and I did 10 shows a week. I was like Isabel in Pirates of Penzance. I was like understudy to Ariel. I was a nymph in The Tempest. Yeah, and then Calpurnia. So that was like the first paying job. Yeah.
What do you think people might get wrong about you? That you're like, actually, people think this about me,
Right.
but I'm like this.
Totally. My voice is high, And so, as we all know, and I'm from the South, so it's interesting because my entire background is conservatory. It's classical. So I've learned, from Brecht to Moliere to Tennessee Williams to Shakespeare. That's my background. So not many people are like, oh, you went to, you studied this. And I guess that would be one thing.
That counts. I think that counts. Okay, so I asked some people this, to what do you owe your success? Do you think it's hard work and talent or luck?
I don't think it's luck. I am a very, very firm believer in divine destiny. And I believe that there's nobody else like you in this world. So if you apply yourself and not look to the left or the right and just do you, amazing things happen. And that's powerful. I truly, truly believe that that's powerful. I also believe there's been heartbreaks galore. Do you feel me? When you don't get a role and you're in the 5th callbacks, and a situation was, the movie No Good Country for Old Men that came out with the Coen brothers. So I was on the short list, and it was between me and Kelly MacDonald, who got Carla Jean. So for a month, waiting by the phone to see if we got it, I didn't get it. Kelly MacDonald got it. So what happens in that moment is literally you got 2 choices. You can put your head underneath the covers and never come out, or you can get back up on the horse. And I chose to get back up on the horse.
I love that. All right, that's a great place to put a pause on this before we get to audience Q&A.
Yeah.
So hang tight.
Okay.
We have a lot of great questions from the crowd here. Who's first?
Hi.
Hi.
So obviously comedy is your forte, but you have this great classical background. Would you ever want to do something that's just strict drama?
In a millisecond. I love it so much. Yeah.
Great, thanks.
Yeah, honey.
Awesome. Who's next?
Hi. I was wondering, is there any guest stars that you would want to have on your show?
There's so many. A lot of the peeps from Mike and Molly would be really fun to have. Yeah, there's so many, honey, that I'm crazy about. Yeah, I can't think of it right at the moment, but I welcome it all. There's so many, I think what would be so much fun is Will Ferrell. To have Will Ferrell on it would be such a good time. But yeah.
Amazing. All right, who's next?
Hi.
Hi.
Since you're very pregnant, and congratulations.
Thank you so
Do you
much,
have any baby
honey.
names for your little girl?
We're talking about it. We don't know yet, but we're talking about it.
Any ideas?
I can't share them right now.
I'm just curious if you could.
Amazing. Well, thank you
You'll
for the...
find out, though, totally.
Yeah, a couple of months. You're 7 months, right?
I'm 7 months.
Yeah.
In May.
In May. This is, wow.
Yeah.
Well, good luck with the rest of the season.
Thank you,
and good
darling.
luck with the rest of the pregnancy. We
Thank
can't wait to
you.
find out the name and everything else.
I know.
And thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you.
American Housewife airs tonight.
Yes.
So check it out, ABC.
Right.
And give it up one more time for Katie.